Let's go.
Hey, here we go. We are here today. Coach Bortenberger gave a lot of information there of those beginning things that her highlights, but that's what I wanted to have the chance to share with you guys. Today, we're honored to sit down with one of the greatest to ever wear the Bulldog uniform, Kendra Wecker. A standout athlete of Marysville basketball who led the charge to the 2000-2001 state championship team. And beyond, because when she went on to play at the Kansas State University, she again had the opportunity after that to be drafted 4th overall by the San Antonio Silver Stars in the WNBA. We're taking a trip down memory lane to relive the magic of the season and talk about what it means today to be the peak and to peek into her personal life and player that Kendra Wecker is. So I've got some questions. Let's bring. Okay. How is life different today than your competitive days?
Well, very thankful, first of all, to be here. Good to see all of you. Like Coach Schwartz said, I know the people in the back, most of them, but it's funny to me to look at you guys and recognize you by your parents. I'm like, oh yeah. So very happy to be here. Secondly, life for me now as an adult is night and day difference from when I was playing basketball and when I was an athlete. And, I did everything from sun up to sundown was competitive. I worked out all the time. I, just was part of a team. I played volleyball, basketball, and did track in high school. I was on the track team at Kansas State as well as basketball. And then through my professional career. And things now are just your transition happens in life from the time you're a high school kid to a young adult now to an adult, and you guys will all experience that. So I think the hardest thing for me was transitioning from a competitive athlete to just, okay, now sports are over. What do I do with my life? I have 2 degrees. I have a master's degree and a bachelor's degree, and I don't do anything with either one of those degrees as far as my work professional life. So if you end up going to college and things don't work out quite like you have planned, just stick the course and you'll be just fine, I promise. So I think that was the hardest adjustment for me, was to go from being, an athlete at really the top of the game at one point in time to, an adult who's working and trying to figure that out. So it's been fun, but, obviously at my age, I can't do the things physically that I used to. I wish I could, but, things change as you get older.
All right, next question. What role has your family played in shaping who you are?
Well, I'll kind of lead into a couple other things here for lack of time, but my family and where I grew up here is very, very important to me. And I think my parents just instilled in my brother and I the value of work and work ethic and being respectful for the people around you, the things around you. This facility is fantastic, so be very thankful for that. But just growing up in a small town, I probably didn't like it all that much when I was your age, and you guys may, have the same feelings. Just wish you lived in a bigger place where there were more things to do and, more activities and more everything, right? But growing up and having the roots that I had when I was y'all's age is I wouldn't trade that for anything. So be thankful for what you have. I think, just like I said, respect other people, respect the work that you put into, whether it be FFA or debate or band, or I was part of the band and did other activities as well, not just sports. And I think just being well-rounded and being involved in as many activities as you possibly can is going to shape you and set you up for success later on in life.
What lessons from growing up in Marysville still stick with you?
I think just, like I said, just hard work and respect. Those two they're so simple, but they're very, very, very important. And I think learning and valuing how you treat other people, the things that you say to them, in person. I know social media was not a thing when I was your age. I mean, I didn't even have a cell phone. That's how old I am. So, that's a big thing. And I know I'm sure it happens here too, as it does everywhere else. Comparing yourself to other people with, things they may have or how somebody looks, or I promise you, as you get older, none of that stuff matters. Okay. So focus on yourself. God made you who you are. Be that person and be your very best self.
That's good. All right. We're going to talk about the championship season. Tell us what are the strongest memories from your 2000-2001 championship season?
I think the biggest memory of all is we were undefeated. I think we were 31-0, 26-0, same thing. We didn't lose, so that's right.
Yeah.
But that to me is number one. It's really, really hard to go undefeated in anything, whether you're wrestling or playing volleyball or, it doesn't matter what event. To never lose is very difficult. And I think how we prepared for that helped us. Our practices were tough. We went at it every day, and Coach K, well, she was Coach K at the time. She wouldn't let us slack in any way. And I think that just set us up for success when we were on the court playing in games. Practices should be harder than what games are, as is anything. You should prepare for a test, to make the time the test comes, to make that easy. You should be well prepared. And I think that's something that she did a great job of doing for us. And we had success. Another thing I remember, we won the state championship on my mom's birthday. So that was kind of cool. And she's standing back there, but she was a great high school player. She played 2 years of basketball and here at Marysville High School, and she had all the records until I broke them, and it took me 4. So if that tells you anything about how, and she played in the state championship game, but didn't win. So I felt like, I kind of did it for her. And she also wore number 53. So that's why I wore that number as well.
Love that. Tell us about what emotions did you feel when the final buzzer sounded in the state final game?
Obviously excitement, just the thrill of knowing all the hard work that we put in as a team, but also just a sense of pride and being proud for not only our group of players, but the community and our classmates in the school. I was looking back through some film that I think our video class did in high school, but over half the town probably was in Salina. I mean, there were tons of people there. And I think the following of, everybody in the community for us as a group was very special. And I'll always remember that.
Do you remember the home games? What was the situation in?
Yeah, standing room only in that gym next door, especially when we played teams like Clay Center and Concordia. I mean, there were people who would stand out in the hallway and try to get a peek in on what we were doing. We had some battles, and it was a great atmosphere. So hopefully tonight, and as the season goes along, I'm excited to watch the games tonight and create some of that atmosphere here.
That's awesome. Okay, spotlight on your journey. When did you realize basketball could take you beyond high school?
I think when I was talking to my mom about this morning, when I was probably 10, 12 years old, I remember watching the Summer Olympic Games and saying, I want to be an Olympian someday. It didn't work out. I was close. I tried out for the Olympic trials in high school for track, for the javelin. And then I was on a couple of the senior women's national teams for basketball that played over in Europe and traveled the world playing on USA teams. I just didn't ever get a chance to be a part of the senior national team. But I think just knowing early on at that age, kind of at the level that I wanted to try to get to, had some God-given talent, but at the same time, like I didn't just rely on that talent. She knows, and a lot of the janitors that are still here that were at school when I was there, I practiced every day for probably hour and a half, 2 hours every day, making a certain amount of shots after school or in the evening after practice. And I just kind of knew, what my goals were when I was younger. And again, it doesn't have to be just in sports. Like you can have academic goals. You can have, there's goals you can set for everything you do in life, whether it be day to day and a goal every morning or, a long-term goal that you're working towards. I think that's just something that, I learned at a pretty young age what I wanted to do and where I wanted to be, and just worked nonstop until I got that.
Okay, with that, what advice would you give to the young athletes in Marysville today?
Never take anything for granted, number one, because you're always going to have a setback or two. I know Bo, where's he at? He's walking around. He's a great wrestler. That much I do know. He's walking around with his foot in a thing. I mean, so that's a setback for him. I broke my foot when I was in high school and then tore my ACL my first year in the WNBA. So I had things along my journey too that were difficult. In addition to, just setting goals and working hard. So how you overcome each step along the way, I think is very important.
That sounds good. That sounds great. Legacy impact. How do you think the season influenced younger athletes in the community?
Like I kind of touched on earlier, I think just a lot of young, girls and boys too, growing up, just seeing them come to the games and just being excited for what we were doing. And hopefully our group, and myself included, was really good role models. And I think that's something that I always tried to be growing up, especially in high school. I mean, my mom knew everybody because she's done hair forever. So if I messed up at school, she'd know about it before I even got home. So I was pretty straight-laced when I was in high school. I hung out with a great group of friends. We all were athletes and some weren't, but I mean, we didn't drink, we didn't party. Like, we were very just, focused on what we wanted to do, but we also found a way to have a great time too.
That's right. The reunion event promotion, what excites you most about the reunion event tonight?
I think seeing everybody. It's been a long time since I've seen some of the girls that were on the team and just being around them. I know you guys might not know this now, but the older you get, the more distance kind of gets in the way of your high school friendships, and you always think you're going to be best friends with somebody you are best friends with now, and life just doesn't work out that way. And obviously you can stay in touch with them through text messaging and all that stuff. It's way easier now than it was 25 years ago. But just, I'm excited to see everybody and their kids who no doubt look exactly like their parents. And that's just kind of how things work. So I'm excited to be back here and get a chance to visit with the fans who watched us play. And so it'll be a great night.
That's good. That's good. How can young athletes balance school, sports, personal life? We'll kind of hit on that a little bit, but
I think prioritizing what's important, to you and just, knowing what you want and working towards that. I know there's a lot of different things that pull you guys in 100 different directions now. Family, friends, school, work, relationships, all of the things, family stuff that goes on. So, prioritize yourself first and foremost, but at the same time, love and take care of other people along the way, and really, really good things will happen to you.
All right. Right here. What's one habit or mindset that helped you succeed?
I think just putting my head down and working. It's as simple as that. Like I said earlier, it's hard because it's long days, and there were days where my dad and I would come to the gym, and that was the absolute last place I wanted to be. I'd much rather be at home watching TV and being lazy. But at the end of the day, I knew what I wanted, and we'd go into the gym, and I'd make a certain number of shots, and I didn't leave until that happened. But just sticking the course and working.
Any other advice that you could give of our home? One of those questions?
You guys are living in the prime of your lives right now, so enjoy it. Don't take anything or any day for granted. Just like I touched on earlier, just treat each other with respect and enjoy being where you are. This is a great place to grow up, great facilities, great coaches, great teachers. So be in the moment. Don't look too far ahead. Set goals for yourself, but take each day one day at a time and just live life. It's fun. So it's fun to grow up in a home in a town this size. I know, but don't limit yourself. Not that I'm saying Marysville's a bad place, but have goals for yourself. If you want to travel the world or move out of state someday for work, or you go to college somewhere, don't Don't set limits on yourself. Go. If you want to go, go. I played basketball all over the world, and I wouldn't have had that opportunity had I not played basketball. I played in Spain and Germany, Italy, Belgium, Hungary. I mean, I've played all over the place, and that was because of basketball. And I'm not saying each of you have to do that, but there are so many things out there that you can get involved with, and go do those things. Go do them when you can.
That's right. I always remember the discipline. That was one of the biggest things for Kendra. All those extra hours, all that extra time, all the time. Do any of you have questions for her? Yes.
Oh gosh. I mean, I started playing when I was 6 or 7, roughly, but I played 3 years. Oh yeah. Oh God. I forgot. See, I'm that old. I just started talking. And then I finished. I played 3.5 years professionally. So I was 25. So 20 years roughly. Right. When I made 500 every day. So some days I could get that done in about 700 shots. Other days it took a little bit longer, just depending on how well I shot that day. So,
ready?
Ready?
Ready. So,
I had offers from a lot of colleges across the country. But I just stayed close to home. They didn't have NIL money back in those days. I wish they would have, but they didn't. So that's way too recent of a thing, huh?
Yeah, I wanted to play for Stanford. That was my vote.
Yeah.
So she applied this.
East Coast, West Coast schools are a lot of Texas schools, but I knew at the time wanted to stay in the Big 12. I know that's changed a little bit now, but wanted to stay close to home. So it was either here at Kansas State or Nebraska or OU for me. So
yes. Any other questions? Go ahead.
A half court shot. I can probably make a free throw, but no, I cannot. I mean, I'd rather not try to attempt a half court shot. One of you can come down here and shoot one if you want, but
You want to shoot one?
a half court shot? No, I might not even make it to the goal from half court. Well, I mean, I guess I can shoot a free throw if you want me to.
Yeah.
Yes. Or somebody we can come down after and they can shoot a free throw.
Yeah.
I'll shoot one at the very end. Anything else? Anybody else have any questions? Go ahead.
Do I see your shot?
Oh, I'll just go shoot one real quick. Again, I might miss.
And no pressure. Well done. Well done.
I haven't been that nervous in a while.
She remembers the feeling very much. They even, when we had those play center games in that other gym, they even set up cameras or TVs in the cafeteria to watch those games. Really quick, I just want to say that, Kendra, thank you for joining us today so that all of the students could hear about your story, and see the impact that Marysville had on you. And the 2000-2001 state championship team, girls team, will always hold a special place in this community's history. And we can't wait to celebrate the legacy of this special group between the girls and the boys varsity games tonight. So to all our fans, come out, cheer on the current Bulldogs, and then join us as we honor the champions who paved the way. Thank you.